Welcome back, dear loving students. Today we are here to explain you the lesson 2, parallels and the meridians. Before begin this class, I would like to revise the first chapter. We have studied about the Earth. Why the Earth is a unique planet that we have seen. Then we have come to the next point, that is the shape of the Earth. As you know that Earth is in spherical shape. Then we came to the next point, that is what's a globe. A globe has advantages and disadvantages. That also we came across. Then we came to the next point, that is what's a globe, what's a map. And also we have come across what are the advantages and the disadvantages of maps. Next we came to the next point, that is what are the different maps. As you know that there are different types of map, such as political map, physical map, geographical map, and so on. And also we have seen different features of the map. What are they? The different features are the directions, symbols, scale, keys, and so on. That also we came across. After completing different points, I have given you all the questions and answers of chapter 2. I hope all of you have studied and you must have all revised the chapter 1. Let us come to the next chapter, that is parallels and the meridians. Please take page number 253. Let us see about the parallels. To find the location of places on the earth, we need certain imaginary lines as reference. These lines are called parallels and meridians. The earth rotates on its axis. See the axis. This is the axis. North and the south. It is an imaginary line drawn through the center of the earth. The end points of the axis are called poles, the poles that we see. The poles are used as two fixed points. What are the two fixed points? North pole and the south pole. The point on the top is the north pole. The one at the bottom is the south pole. Now I would like to explain about the parallels. What are parallels? A set of circles is drawn on the surface of the globe. These circles run from east to west. What are these lines? These are the imaginary lines that we see. The earth is divided into two equal parts by drawing an imaginary lines midway between the north pole and the south pole. This line is called the equator. This is the line, that is equator, the longest parallels. This parallel divides the earth into two equal parts. What are they? North pole and the south pole. The part of the earth which lies on the north of the equator is called the northern hemisphere. The other half known as the southern hemisphere of the equator. Now I would like to tell you about the important features of the parallels. All parallels are complete circles. See, all the imaginary lines, all these lines are complete circles. The length of the parallels decreases from equator to the north pole and also from equator towards the south pole. All parallels are located at an equal distance from each other. The distance between each imaginary line, each parallel is equal distance. Parallels neither touch nor cross one another. These are the 4 important features of the parallels. Important features of parallels. Now we come to the next point. How are parallels numbered? How these parallels are numbered? We start from the equator. 0 degree. So we mark the parallels from 0 to 90 degree. Apart from their values, the parallels are also marked north and the south according to their locations. The north pole is written as 90 degree north. The south pole is written as 90 degree south at 1 degree intervals. There are 90 parallels in the northern hemisphere. Starting from here, there will be 90 parallels at 1 degree intervals. There are 90 parallels in the northern hemisphere, and also there are 90 parallels in the southern hemisphere. Therefore, there are 181 parallels in all, including the equator. Now I am going to explain you about the important parallels on the globe. Other than the equator, 0 degree, that is here, the north pole, that is 90 degree north, and the south pole, that is of 90 degree south. There are 4 important parallels. What are they? The topy of Cancer. See the topy of Cancer. 23½ degree north. Then we have got topy of Capricorn, which is in the southern hemisphere. Then we come to the Arctic Circle. The Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere. Then we have got the Antarctic Circle, that is in the southern hemisphere. These are the different important parallels of the globe. The Arctic and the Antarctic Circle are also called the poles. Dear students, let us come to the next point, that is meridian. Please look at the page 255. What are meridians? Imaginary lines running from north to south are called the meridians or the lines of longitude. See, as I told you, north pole and the south pole. The line that begins from north to south, these imaginary lines are called the lines of longitude. These lines are drawn from pole to pole. This is what you need to remember. Important features of meridians. What are these important features of these meridians? All meridians are of the same length. You see, the length are of same length. The maximum distance between 2 meridians is at the equator. As I told you, here is the equator that divides the north hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. The distance between any 2 meridians, decreases as we move away from the equator towards the pole. As I told you, from here to towards both the poles, the distance will be decreases. Why? Because of the size of the earth. The meridians cut the parallels at right angle. So both meridians and the parallels cut and that makes 90 degree Celsius. 90 degree. Meridians are used to measure distances in the east-west directions. From east-west directions. Now we come to the next, that is, how are meridians numbered? We have read that to number the parallels, we start from the equator. To number the parallels, we must start from the equator, that is drawn over the middle of the earth or the globe. So, for that we need to read that to number the parallels, we start from the equator. Similarly, we need a starting point to number the meridians. In 1884, it was decided to fix a Greenwich, a place near London, as starting point of the numbering of meridians. The meridians that passed through Greenwich was marked as 0 degree and named as prime meridians. You see the middle. This is the prime meridian from which we make the other meridians. Like parallels, meridians are also drawn at intervals of 1 degree. If we move away from the prime meridians towards the east or west, this is the prime meridian. When we go towards the east or towards the west, the next imaginary line will be 1 degree distance will be there. So, if we move away from the prime meridians towards the east or the west, we reach half round and the earth is at 180 degree. That means how many imaginary lines will be there? 180 meridians will be there. From the prime meridian towards the west, and also from prime meridian to the west, there will be 180 meridians. And also from here to here also, there will be 180 meridians. Total, how many meridians will be there? There will be 360 meridians. So, thus there are 180 meridians towards the east of the prime meridians and 180 meridians towards the west of the prime meridians. The meridians of 180 degree east and 180 degree west is the same line. So, in total there are 360 meridians from towards the west and also from prime meridian towards the east. Now, I wish to tell you the next point, that is locating places on the globe. This is the last part of the lesson. The parallels and meridians form a network of lines on the globe. That is called a grid. We use it to locate the place on the globe. To locate a place on a globe, you see here. To locate a place, we must know the value of its parallels and the parallels or latitude and its meridians or longitude. The point at which the parallels and the meridians cross each other is called the location of that place. So, there will be lines from both the poles and also from east to west. The latitudes and also the different imaginary lines that move from east to west. So these latitudes and also the longitudes makes grids. This grid makes to locate the place on a globe. This is what we need to understand and learn. From this we come to the end of the chapter. As I have completed this chapter, now I will show you a video that will make you understand more about the latitudes and the longitudes. You may please watch the video that will come hereafter, and you may please watch, and that will help you to understand the lesson better. Thank you.
The Earth rotates on its axis. It is an imaginary line drawn through the center of the Earth. The end points on the axis are called poles. The point on the top is the North Pole. The one at the bottom is the South Pole. A set of circles is drawn on the surface of the globe. These circles run from east to west. They are called parallels or lines of latitude. The Earth is divided into two equal parts by drawing an imaginary line midway between the North Pole and the South Pole. This line is called the equator. It is the longest parallel. The part of the Earth which lies to the north of the equator is called the northern hemisphere. The other half, known as the southern hemisphere, lies to the south of the equator. Other than the equator, 0 degree, the North Pole, 90 degree north, and the South Pole, 90 degree south, there are 4 other important parallels. These are the Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree north, the Tropic of Capricorn, 23.5 degrees south, the Arctic Circle, 66.5 degrees north, the Antarctic Circle, 66.5 degrees south. Imaginary lines running from north to south are called meridians or lines of longitude. These lines are drawn from pole to pole. The parallels and meridians form a network of lines on the globe. This is called a grid. We use it to locate places on the globe. The point at which the parallels and the meridians cross each other is the location of that place.
How was the video? I hope you have understood and the video was so nice. I hope you may please understand the video, understand the lesson that I have explained to you. Now I will send the question answers and all the exercises through WhatsApp. You may please go through the exercises and all the answers and complete it in your notebook. With this, I am going to wind up this session. We will meet again in the next class. Okay.